TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Ashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. So you got to coordinate.
Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel.
Go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
No one can do what you do. No one can do it like you.
Hey, you're watching my mommy on Think Different TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Think Different TV, where minds meet. But this is not just any episode. This is the 200th episode of Think Different TV. Hey, guys. I know it's been a while since y'all seen my face. Really quickly, I'm going to check in with my ace, Mr. Tdtv'S, to see how my sound is, because I don't know how the sound is. I had to bring my camera down a little bit. There you go. There you go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. So really quickly, let's check in with the sound. See what it's hitting for. How's the sound? How's the sound? How's the sound? Let me see. Thank you, V. What's up, V? I also saw Care Bear in the comments. He said it's good. Let's go. Amazing. So, guys, a lot to unpack, right? I am super excited. This has been a ride. This has been a journey. And I wanted to really just take the time in this episode to kind of give y'all the tea, the ups, the downs, the setbacks, the drawbacks, whatever you want to call them, my favorite moments on the show, my, whatever. I am trying to cover it all in this span of time. But I don't want to take up a lot of you guys' time, because usually I have a topic or something like that. And I did debate. I was debating, like, should I still do a topic, even though it's like the 200th episode? I'm about to say the 100th episode, me way past that. I was going to say, I was going to do a topic, but I was like, no, I might not do a topic, because I really want to just keep it to Think Different TV and what has been going on with the show and all the good things about it. So let's get started. Now, I started this show back in 2022, January, and it was, I think it was easy for me to get it started, because I had already came off of a podcast, and kind of knew what direction I wanted to go with my show, which a lot of people, when they get started with podcasts, they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to discuss whatever, and I'm just going to just talk about whatever. And I didn't want that to be the course for my show. I wanted it to actually have like substance, and I wanted to have a plan, because I know how I am. If I don't have a set plan of what I'm going to be talking about, honey, I'm all over the place. Okay, all over the place. But and speaking of all over the place, I didn't even shout out my sponsor. I didn't do none of that yet. But like I said, we're gonna get into all the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, everything with Think Different TV today. But before we even get started with that, I want to shout out my sponsor, Euphoria Water. Let me see if I can get to it. There we go. Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're going to hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG at Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, contact Captain at 267-707-8279. All right. Euphoria Water has been our sponsor from day one. Okay. We started on IG, honey. We started on IG, and now we are a network. We are a brand. I have several shows on the network, and let's just give y'all what the network is, the lineup is. So on Sundays, we have, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia, every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio, hosted by my bros Donnie Owen Beck on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland. But if you don't live in Salisbury and you don't have 97.5 FM, you can always go online at www.live975.com. Okay. And yeah, it's a good time. We talk about a lot of different things on the show. This past week, the topic was Brandy's memoir phases. We talked about the baby and the artist, which that is still a developing story. There's still a lot going on with that one. I kind of caught it at the very beginning of it, but it's a lot. It's still developing as we are speaking. And also talked about Chris Brown and The Kiss. So definitely check out the replay. The replay is available on my Think Different TV YouTube channel under the playlist, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia. All right. Also part of the lineup is Think Different TV. Think Different TV started it all. And it comes on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook. Now, if you are watching on Instagram, listen, guys, I appreciate it. I just want to let you know, if you are commenting right now, I can't see your comments. You have to come right on over to YouTube so I can see your comments and respond to them in real time, okay? I don't want you to feel unseen, unheard, okay? Definitely come over to YouTube so I can get all that. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new episodes, replays, or exclusive interviews from Think Different TV, Think Different TV's Player Pass, or, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia. Now, Think Different TV. Also make sure you share the love by Share the Live. Share the live, and by doing that, you share the love. Okay. Hashtag Tdtv once you share. My goal tonight is to get 200 viewers. I know it's a lofty goal because I usually average around like 10, but this is the 200th episode. That is the goal. If you know somebody, that would want to tune in just to show the girl some love real quick, just to celebrate with me, this is a big milestone, share it. Okay. Now, we have Tuesdays, Think Different TV's Player Pass. It was airing Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are rebranding, so Think Different TV's Player Pass is available on a playlist on Think Different TV's YouTube channel under Think Different TV's Player Pass. And I have 55 episodes completed. So make sure you go check it out. Let me know what you think about it. And if one day you would like to be a contestant, I would love to have you. Okay. It's not about what you know, it's how you play the game. And another show, a part of our lineup is Kink Different TV, which is only on Patreon, patreon.com/TDTV, KDTV. And it's where Dirty Minds meet, hosted by Carmen Sutra and RC. All right, guys. So I'm so used to like putting my picture up on the screen after I finish talking and doing all that stuff. But I just want to let you know, guys, that I really appreciate you for tuning in, being part of this Think Different TV choo-choo train, chugga, 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 choo-choo, and just being part of the process, part of the journey, you know? And what is the journey? Where did Think Different TV come from? Where would, this was honestly like a get back. Terrible, right? It was like I came up with it because I was part of a podcast. It didn't work out. It ended on bad terms. It came on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I said, you know what? I can make a show. I can do a show. And I created Think Different TV. Where did Think Different TV come from? Think Different TV was just, I knew that I think different because I'm an Aquarius. Shout out to all my Aquariuses out there, we think differently than other people. we end up at the same spot, but we still take time to get there, or we get there faster. It depends on what we're working on. But definitely, I was like, I think different. So how about I call it Think Different TV? And I said, I'm going to create this concept. I had my whole thing lined up. I said, I'm going to discuss a social topic. I'm going to spotlight an independent artist, and I'm going to share financial tips. That was my goal for each show. Okay. And so far, I think I've remained pretty consistent with that type of flow. Sometimes it went a little crazy. I created different segments of the show and it started getting crazy. But when we started, that was the goal. And my first two shows was like 30 minutes. The very first show, I will say, camera work was not good. Sound was not good. Definitely a learning process. And I want to shout out my other sponsor that I had at the very beginning, Anointed Ads. I want to shout out Vipe TV because he's the one that created the intro that you see every time it comes up on the screen at the beginning, the intro. The music in the background was produced by Tona Artists. This is our LLC. And that's actually my song called Whenever You're Around. And shout out to Captain, of course, from Euphoria. And my friend Ryan. Shout out to Ryan, because he was the one where I was like, I think I'm going to do a podcast. And he said, well, what do you need? And I was like, I know I need a ring light. And he went and got me a ring light. So that was amazing. And I guess I want to shout out to T-Mobile, because without T-Mobile, I wouldn't have the phone to do this. And shout out to Samsung, because I'm an Android. I'm an Android lover. But that aside, there was a process. My mind was like, develop how you want your show to go before you put the show out there. And my thing is, if I didn't come up with a concept, if I didn't come up with a way how it was going to go, I was not going to go through it to the fullest. I know that about myself. So as soon as I said, okay, I'm going to do these 3 things in the show, that's what my goal was every week. And I said every Monday. At first, for the first season, it was 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the next season rolled around and I said, 9 p.m. is a little late. So let me do it around 8 p.m. And I've been rocking out with 8 p.m. since the 2nd season. We are now in the 5th season of Think Different TV. So that was a switch that I was still getting used to, but I liked going on early, getting off early, because if I want to do something else that night, I definitely could. Then, real quick, before I forget, because I said that I was going to, hold on, y'all. It's this one, I guess. Copy. Now, what if I want to chat what you got? Oh, there you go. I go to this one. So I said I was going to leave a link just in case you guys wanted to show me some love. I'm going to turn it like this real quick, because for some reason I cannot. Let me see. There we go. I couldn't send it unless I turned it that way. Okay, I'm going to turn it back this way. So it's long ways. Okay, there we go. So if y'all want to come in and, say your piece, you don't have to put your camera on or anything like that. You could just absolutely be audio only. And shout out to Girly right here, because she was there she was there at the very beginning, Queen up there backing me up every episode. So yeah. So I knew that if I didn't have a layout, I was not going to go through with the show. And it was working out. I was spotlighting artists. My initial thing was to write up a little 5-minute whatever about the artist and then read it and then play a song of theirs. But I didn't have the capability to do so because I had only a hotspot, y'all. I didn't even have no Wi-Fi. So that was fun. And I knew that I couldn't really carry on. My first guest, because I was going to spotlight an artist, and the artist was like, well, do I need to come on? And remember, I started on IG. So I said, I mean, if you want to come on, you can. And so shout out to Commotion, because he was my very first interview that I did on the show. And then it went on, and I had Tona Artist, I had Cecil Live Soul, I had Payroll Santana, I had Tdtv'S, I had oh my gosh, it was so many artists. I had, shout out to I Am Young P, my bro in Maryland. Sheesh, I had so many people on. It was so many artists that I had on my show. And then that lasted until I think to the middle of the 2nd season, or maybe the 2nd season. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I stopped in the 1st season though. I feel like it stopped in the 1st season. Then I wanted to do something different. So I said, you know what? Instead of spotlighting the artist, I'm going to do the music video of the week. And I did that from June of 2023 until December 2025. So I did that segment, music video of the week. Shout out to Tdtv'S. He had my back since we met. Since we met, he was like, I like what you're doing. I appreciate the grind, and I want to be part of this. And so I said, okay, I'll put you to work. And at first we was like coming up with topics together, and then we were doing Hit It and Quit It, which was also a segment on the show, Hit It and Quit It. that was trending news and sports and celebrity news and all this different stuff that I had to put together like a little hodgepodge. But first I was just talking about it. And then I said, you know what? This is a little too much. And I just created clips of it. But then my freaking show kept getting copyright things on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing this. Because it's not even worth the headache after all of that. I also had TDTV Jeopardy. TDTV Jeopardy was another segment that I had on the show, and I had that for about a year. And I noticed that a lot of people was tuning in. They would wait until TD, especially Reg and Try. Shout out to them. Shout out to Reg and Try, because they would jump on like when I'm about to do TDTV Jeopardy. And I'm like, well, where is you at during the rest of the show? So yeah, like did that for a while, and that was what helped me start to develop Think Different TV's Player Pass. I knew I couldn't do Jeopardy because, you know, copyright, I didn't want to get sued. So I said, you know what, let me just do Think Different TV's Player Pass. I created my own concept. I went and got the questions and everything like that. And shout out to everybody that participated on Think Different TV's Player Pass. Shout out to, I mean, it was so many that participated, and I appreciate you guys, because the show Think Different TV's Player Pass is not a show without contestants. Like, I could be Bubbles all day long. And yes, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I was Bubbles, and I'm sure a lot of people already knew that. But I could host the show, but I need the contestants to actually play the game. You get what I'm saying? So shout out to all of the people that participated on there. Shout out to all the people that were guests on my show. Cara Bear was on the show. Shout out to No Excuses was on the show. I had RC on the show. Just to chop it up, Tona Artist was on the show. Drew Decker was on the show. A lot of people was on my show and just sat up here and busted up with me. And if I forget anybody's names, charge it to my head, not my heart, because I am doing this all off the dome right now. All of this is coming off the top of my head. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a quick break. When I come back, I'm gonna read the comments, because y'all been commenting like crazy, and I do not want y'all to feel ignored. So let me just take this quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, it's your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the TDTV music video of the week.
I want to show the comments on the screen, but I can't see them. So I'm going to turn it like this. All right. Hey guys, I'm going to turn it like this so I can read the comments. And y'all probably think it weird, but it's the only way I can see them. Sheesh, we got a lot of comments popping off in here today. Let me go to the tippity top. We got True to Fire in the building. He said, welcome to another exciting episode of Think Different TV. Exciting indeed, because it is Think Different TV's 200th episode. He also put up the lineup, put up the hot topic. We got Cara Bear in the building. What's up, Cara Bear? V in the building. Hello, hello. We also have Bill is in the building, and he said, congratulations on your personal milestone, and may there be many more down the road for you. Your platform not only brings up history and traditions in our culture that these younger folk don't know. I know that's right. Thank you so much for that. Let me see. I'm so sorry, Cara Bear. She said her And she also said, "Oh, you're so gorgeous, Shia. Thank you so much. I appreciate you." Let me see. I just, oh, we got BDBGP in the building. What's up? What's up? He said, Shia. And I know he said, hey, everyone, but I know he usually say, how you feeling? How you living? What's up? What's up? Matter of fact, BDBGP just had his show yesterday. Battle of the, was it Battle of the Bar? Not Battle of the Bars. It was Battle of, he always got battles going on. But it was an amazing battle. I'm glad I wasn't the judge on that joint because I would not know who to vote for. Everybody was so good. Everybody was so good. So I do not envy those who were on the judging panel last night. It was really dope. Y'all need to check out BDBGP's page. So if you're on YouTube, y'all can just click on his name and go and subscribe to his channel. That's 200 Mondays is a very big accomplishment. Yes, honey, 200 Mondays. It was times I didn't even want to do the show, and not because I don't like being here with you guys. It's just that life, working, coming home, putting the whole face on, putting the dress on, getting all dialed up and stuff like that. And after a while, I didn't even do that anymore, y'all, because for the past couple of seasons, y'all just been hearing my voice. Y'all ain't even seeing me. Because I was like, I am tired, honey. But I wanted to give y'all a show. So I was like, if we got to make it a podcast, like an actual, like a listening podcast, we're going to do that, okay? But I made sure I had some visuals and everything for you guys. Because I care about you guys. I care about giving a good show to you and, making it worth your while. Let me see. Air sign gang. I know that's right. Gang, 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 gang. Like we definitely do live in our heads. You're a double air sign because it's in your chart. Oh my goodness. And shout out to Androids. Yes. You know what? I can't get down with the iPhones. I can't. I just can't. Chivo said trying to land that T-Mobile placement. Hey, look, T-Mobile, if y'all trying to have me, I'm ready to be had, okay? Send that money my way, okay? I need that cheddar. I need that money. Oh, what's up, Brian? He said, looking good, shawty. Oh, thank you so much. I try. I put on every once in a while, Oh, let me see. And let me see. Oh, yeah. He said, remember our long scripts weekly, we learn very quickly. Yes. Trevo and I would be on the phone for hours talking and trying to develop a show. And I'm just so grateful that I did not have to go this alone. Because at first, it very much was just me. And then I was like, I need help. And for me to say I need help, I desperately need help because I am the type of person that I will go, through my head, who can I ask? Or maybe I shouldn't ask. I don't want to be a bother, this and the third. And Chiva was like, lay it all on me. What do you need? What needs to happen? And I was like, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. He was like, whoa. But shout out to Trevo because he definitely stuck by me through it. He was like, that's my shorty. I'm gonna stick beside her. Bill said, I didn't know about your network until the last few weeks to a month ago. And after listening and taking part in one show, I have come, I guess I have come to I've always admired you from work and seen you on Facebook. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know Bill from massaging because like I'm a massage therapist and we met at Express Spot in Philadelphia Airport, and been friends ever since. Oh, my mom in the building. Hey, Mom. So y'all know me, y'all who have been watching, y'all know I love my family. I've had my mom on, I shout out my mom, my dad, my sister. My mom and my sister both were on my game show in the second episode, and it was very much a learning process, and I'm glad that I was able to do it with my family to figure out all the kinks, because oh my gosh, I really had to learn how to be a host and a producer at the same time, and that is not easy. Okay, it's not easy at all. Let me see. My mom said, "Congratulations! I am so proud of you." Thanks, Mom. We're all human. I and let me see. Oh, he said I have become a fan. Okay, I figured that's what you were saying. I figured that's what you were saying. Kara said it's very easy to be on the phone with Trio for hours. Very easy to talk to. Absolutely, yes. He's I think it's because he a cat. Because for some reason, me and Capricorns get along, like, as far as like we can always hold a conversation with each other. And before you know it, we look and we like, Dad, we've been on the phone for like 5 hours. Like, okay, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. He said the behind the scenes, we will present debate, then decide if it's worth placing, then repeat the process. Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so many things we had ideas for, then we cut it out, then we brought it back, then we was like, do we really want to do this? But I feel like the formula that we got now works. Like the topic, and then whenever we start getting videos back in, that's what it'll be. You know what I'm saying? But that pretty much sums up the comments. Let me turn it back this way. So okay, let's go back. Some setbacks. All right. So sometimes my sound wasn't the greatest. Sometimes the picture wasn't the greatest. I remember one time I did a whole episode, y'all, and there was no sound. I was so sad. Or it was sound, but it was like jacked up, like it sounded crazy. That's why Trevo, I always check with Trevo, like, what's the sound like? Because I can't hear what you guys hear. I hear me talking, but I don't know what you guys hear out there. So yeah, it was a lot of times that I would listen back and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so bad. The first season, towards the end, I thought I wanted to be part of another network, because I figured the reach would be better and I wanted to give something else a try. And it was my first season. It was my first time doing a podcast. So I didn't know how all this worked. All I knew is that your network is your net worth, and you want to network with as many people as possible, and you want to get the news out to as many people as possible. And I decided to join up with the big exclusive network. Yes, I'm saying names. And it was good for a while. It was good for a while until it wasn't. And that was a split. And you know how you be like, well, dang, I should have just did everything by myself in the first place, because this is not, this is not working. I lost 5 episodes. So I would have hit my 200th episode already. If I didn't lose 5 episodes. The 5 episodes that I lost were a domestic violence series. In the month of October, in the first October 2022, I did a whole series, and I I had an interview with Arson on there. I had so much. And then because we split ways, instead of saying, okay, here's a copy of the show of your shows that he could have very well sent me, he just deleted them. So I lost 5 episodes. 5 episodes. So let's just say that's like 6, 7 hours of show that is lost forever. And Care Bear, that was the show that you decided that you wanted to be part of, and you were so gracious to share your story on that show. And shout out to Nicole, because she also shared her story, and it was just wiped away. So I lost 5 episodes in my first season, and that set me back. And it was a little discouraging, because I was like, dang, like, because the first season I wanted to hit 52 episodes, 1 for each week of the year. And now I'm down 5 episodes. So in the first season, I only had 47 episodes. And that was the reason why. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt, because I put a lot of work into those episodes. I even revived it. Like, I think like the next year I decided to do it again, but it didn't have that impact like the first time did. I just wanted to get those episodes back, but it wasn't the same flow, and it was really disheartening. But you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And from that situation, I learned how to use StreamYard. So I was on IG all that time, and then I taught myself how to use StreamYard. I know they have prompts and how, but baby, to get it to go on Instagram after they added it, because it didn't always used to cast to Instagram. I had it on Twitch for a while, and Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And then the package that I signed up for, they said I can only do 3 destinations at a time. So then I ended up saying, okay, I'm gonna do Twitch and this and that. But then when they added Instagram, I said I can get more views if I go on Instagram, because Instagram, they let you know immediately when your person goes live. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do Instagram. But it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy to cast to Instagram, because I have to go on Instagram, create the live thing, and I have to do it online. I can't do it on the app, Instagram. I have to go in my browser, go to the live video button, click live video, make a title for it, click the audience, select public. Then I have to say, okay. Then I have to copy the link, go on the StreamYard, do all this fancy, do that, shake my head, do a little dance, and then cast it. But I tell you, I love learning how to do things so that I don't have to depend on other people to do it. And so even though that set me back to take those 5 episodes away from me, it fueled my fire even more to say, I'm not going to let my intellectual property fall into the hands of someone else, and I end up not having it. It's just like having a job. Your livelihood is in the hands of someone else, unless you have your own business. So that's how this is to me. This is my baby. I essentially handed over 5 episodes to someone who just was like, oh, well, I'm gonna just erase it, because his border, you see how I got the border with Think Different TV in the background and everything? Like, he had the border with Big Exclusive Network, and because that border was on there, he didn't want me to have those episodes because it would make it seem like I'm still affiliated with him. But little does he know, I know how to edit. I know how to like make it so that his border is not seen, but whatever. Anyway, y'all see I'm still kind of peed off about that. So that was a setback. I know there was times when I did interviews with people. I set people up with interviews. I said, hey, I would like to interview you. And they were like, okay. And then we'll sit up there and this is when we was on IG. So all you got to do is send them a little invite so they could join us at a live, and then that'd be that. And it was times when these people would say they was all ready and then they wouldn't be ready. Part of it, I think, was that it was too late. And that's why I bumped it up to 8 o'clock, because I was like 9 o'clock and then 10 o'clock, I'm trying to do the interviews. They might think that that's too late. So maybe if I bump up the time, by the time we do the interview, it'll be 9 o'clock. But then when I bumped up the time, I stopped doing interviews. And I just try to do a little side thing. I interviewed the Performance Battle League. Shout out to Air It Out Radio, Fire Chick. I interviewed them. I interviewed Brink TV, and did that on the side, away from the show. And then that's another reason why I pulled Think Different TV Jeopardy out of the show too, because my time slot was a little too long and I wanted to shorten it. And I said, I need to shorten it. So how can I shorten it? So the topic is still discussed, but instead of doing an interview, I did the TDTV Music Video of the Week. And then the financial tip was just to get income protection, which everybody should have income protection. Get you some income protection right now. You need to have it. It's very important. So that's my financial tip all the time, because it's so important. I don't understand how people could have kids and not have it. You know what I'm saying? So there was that. And then what else did I have? Oh, Hidden and Quitters I got rid of because it was taking too much of my time to put all those clips together, and I wanted to just do the show. And so in place of that, shout out to Danielle and Beck, because Danielle hit me up and was like, hey, I'm looking to do a new segment for the show, for the radio show out here. And I know you're really good about talking about celebrity news and stuff like that. And I said, well, okay, well, what do you want me to do? But then he put this whole thing together, and all I do is just do my segment, and it's still running to this day. And we started that in July of 2023. So we've been doing it ever since. So over 100 segments in my opinion. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? But before I go on, I'm going to take a little quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, it's your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the TDTV Music Video of the Week.
Yeah, I had to rest my voice real quick. And I'm parched. Oh, let me turn this like that, because they ain't paying me. So yeah, y'all. There were setbacks, drawbacks. Now, my favorite moments on the show. I think I have a favorite segment. My favorite segment is the TDTV Music Video of the Week. And this is why. I'm an independent artist, and I love giving a spotlight to other people to shine. So when Trevo and I were bouncing around ideas, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we should just get in touch with independent artists and have them send them music. And at first I was just going to play their song on the show. But he was like, I know people with music videos, and he has music videos. I think the very first music video that we played on the TDTV music video of the week was him and Hayes. And Chivo, you can put the song in the comments because I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was the very first video, and then it just started going after that. There was difficulty in getting independent artists to send in videos. Like, I don't know if they felt like, why am I sending my videos to you or whatever, or they thought it was a catch, like we were going to charge them some absurd amount of money. But I was on some stuff like, I just want to give you your flowers. Like, I don't have no ulterior motive. I'm not up here like, oh, you need to pay $50 for me to pay your video. And I know my show is not that big. I know I don't have a lot of people viewing and whatnot. So why would I do something like that? I mean, I could have, but it would have been counterproductive to my goal. My goal was to just be a haven for those independent artists that don't have a outlet where they can send their videos into and be played without them having to pay to play. You get what I'm saying? Or having people vote on it or anything like that. I just was like, whoever's sending their video is the music video of the week. Like, I'm not going through all that crazy stuff, and no, I'm not doing all that. Send me your video, I'll let you know when it plays. And they was getting free promo on my page and all this different stuff. I would say that's my favorite segment because it's just like, to know how many artists I have shown to other people. And these shows are on YouTube. They're not going away. you know. So people can go and watch them, and they'll see your video. They'll see it in perpetuity, and it's always gonna be on my YouTube. I mean, on my Instagram page too, because I'm not gonna erase anything. So you have that. I don't know. People are just not used to like free. So they're like, what's the catch? Like, are you going to hit me up later on and be like, let me, you know what I'm saying? So that's my favorite segment. Do I have a favorite moment? It was one moment that brought me to tears, and that was on my 100th episode when I had played the videos back of everybody that sent something into me, and my son saying, congratulations on 100. It really, that's when it became real to me. Like, I'm really doing this. I'm really like creating something, and I have built something that is going to be known in the future. It not now, in the future. It's not going anywhere. You get what I'm saying? So that was my favorite moment. My favorite moments are always like the not the reunion shows, but the milestone shows. Another favorite moment is when I met Trevo, because then he ended up being one of my best friends, and I have yet to meet him in person, but he's helped me so much in this journey. And I don't know if I have like any other favorite moments other than that. I just know that this whole entire journey has been amazing. It's been a learning experience, definitely. I can tell you so many times where I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe this show is still standing because of the amount of crap that I have to go through just to put it on. Between StreamYard and then, StreamYard ain't cheap. Like, and I was like, like, it was times where I was like, get some food or pay my StreamYard so I can stream the show. And I'm not saying I was starving for you guys, but I was just like, I guess I could get like a pint of white rice in the Chinese store so I can pay for the StreamYard so I can stay on here, because my thing was, one day I'm going to be monetized. One day this show is going to blow up, and one day I'm going to be making so much money from content that I wouldn't even need to work a job. And that was my thought after a while. At first, I was just like, let me just do a show. But then I was like, let me set a goal for myself. Let me say that this is going to be more than just me on YouTube just running my mouth. You get what I'm saying? Let me see. So in my opinion, came to be of this and that. I try to keep everything uniform. Think Different TV presents Think Different TV this, Think Different TV that. And Player Pass, I had some characters come through on there, honey. I had a puppet on my show, okay? I had a puppet on my show. I had like, I had father against daughter. I had husband against wife, mother against daughter. I had like complete strangers going up against each other, and then they met and they connected, and that's another thing. Your network is your net worth. So through doing the game show, I connected people, and I figured that's like my mission on this earth, is to be the connector, because I've connected a lot of people, and then they've gone on to do great things together, and or they keep in contact with each other and they support each other, and it's amazing. I love doing that. And I've been able to do so with Think Different TV. I'm trying to think, was it something else that I used to do on the show? Did the independent spotlight artist, the hidden and quitted. The hot topic was always piping hot, honey. I figured it would be better to start having a theme for the month, so it's easier for me to come up with topics to discuss throughout the month, because, honey, coming up with topics is hard. And it's like you want to talk about everything, but I like to create a thumbnail about one specific thing, so that if people are searching for it or they're looking for that specific thing, they'll be able to find it and they'll find my show. It's still a work in progress, but it's happening. Wow, 200 episodes, y'all. 200. Let me go to the comments real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Bill is a Capricorn, January 2nd. Okay. Oh yeah, you are. No problem. And Trevo is January 4th. Oh, Care Bear said, "Love you always and forever." She had love you too, Care Bear. Was there any proof that those shows were deleted, or did the person just tell you that they did? They just told me that they did, but I just I didn't want proof. At that point I didn't care. I was just like, on to the next. It upset me, but I got past it. And guess what? Think Different TV is still here, but I'ma shut up. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy like that. It was called Roll the Dice. Yes, that was the song. That was the very first TDTV music video of the week. And I have a playlist for all the TDTV music videos of music videos of the week as well. On my YouTube channel, I have a playlist of all the music videos, not the full thing, but like a clip of them. So if you want to go and you want to find them, and you can definitely do that. Bill said this platform is your legacy, and this Bill, what are you typing? Because I'm trying to read your comment, but it's like she was saying we made an impact every week. We gave someone a stage to shine. Absolutely, we definitely did. Oh, here we go. This show is your legacy, and the skills you've gained for is executive producer. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm an executive producer. You said tell them about your neighbors, the Dudley Boys. Okay, that was another thing that was I would say setback or whatever. Oh, and we did have the What the Helly segment. Shout out to Rod 49 for the viral song to spark the idea. So yes, we did have a What the Helly segment for a while. Shout out Chivo. He said, hold up, they not a network anymore. Let's just say that God don't play about his children. He do not play. He do not play. Okay. What was that? What was I about the neighbors? So y'all, I've had neighbors like I live in Philly. Shout out to Philly and shout out to my birds. Go Eagles. I had neighbors upstairs, and one set of neighbors, they was nice, but I swear it was like WWE SmackDown up there. They used to be fighting each other, okay? And I just started thinking like maybe that apartment up there got like bad energy or something, because like it's the same thing happening with this couple that's above me. But they always would make noise. And so I'm doing the show and I could hear them like arguing and everything. And I'm trying to talk to you guys. And I'm hearing cussing and fussing and banging and clanging and all of this different stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? And I remember one time the dude came, the couple that was nice, the dude came downstairs and he was leaking from his neck that she had cut him. And I was like, what is going on? But yeah, the neighbors definitely, they didn't stop anything, but they was just really loud. They was really loud. And they still loud. They still loud. I would say that after all this, after everything that I've been through with Think Different TV and setting it up and getting it together, I've come to realize like it's taught me about myself too. And I've learned a lot of things about myself. Leadership role, how to navigate as a millennial, navigate technology and these apps and how to get them situated a certain way. It's been a journey. And I learned how to do my makeup, y'all, specifically for the show, because I said, y'all gonna be seeing my face. And it's like, show us your face, show us your face. And I didn't want to be up here. Like the first episode, I had a filter. I had a filter on my face because I didn't know how to do my makeup. And then I sat up there, and my dad can attest to this. I sat in their dining room and I had a whole bunch of makeup just spread out, and I just went on YouTube and I listened to what they was talking about, like what the things that I needed, and I went and bought all of it, and I had like spread out across the table, and I said I'm gonna learn how to do my makeup. I can't keep paying somebody to do my makeup for me. And I went and I had the powder and I had the primer, I had this, I had that. And my dad, he came, he was like, what is going on in here? And I was like, I'm trying to teach myself how to do my makeup. And then when I was done, he was like, oh, it looks nice. I still need a little bit more work. And listen, y'all, I ain't gonna say every look that I had on the show was picture perfect. Cause sometimes when you like, when you're not feeling well or you like tired, your skin does not respond well to foundation and stuff like that. Like it just won't sit right. Well, for me, it didn't sit right. So it was times that I did my makeup, I was looking back at the camera like, it ain't no turning back now because I'm already here. I can't fix it. I don't have a makeup crew on deck or nothing like that. So I just rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all look back on it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, like she was looking kind of crazy some of those episodes. And my hair too. I ain't gonna lie, my hair will look crazy sometimes too. But I'm telling y'all, that's how much I love doing this. I wasn't gonna let my hair and my makeup get in the way of me putting on a show for you guys, because at the end of the day, Monday nights was my night. I've done shows during Eagles games. I had the score on in the corner of my phone as I'm doing the show, trying to keep track of the score and keeping people updated that was watching, that they Eagles fans and they was watching. Then I was updating them as we went along. It was a lot of times where people was telling me, oh, maybe you shouldn't do it Monday nights, maybe you should do it this day. But at one point, y'all, I was dominating 4 days of the week. I think that's a big accomplishment because I had Sundays on lock. But in my opinion, I had Mondays on lock with Think Different TV. I had Tuesdays on lock with Think Different TV's Player Pass, and I had Wednesdays on lock with Think Different TV. Like I was dominating the whole first 4 days of the week. And, you know, it fell off, but to know that I was able to accomplish that, to get out of my own head and say, I'm going to do this and put a plan in motion and get to 200 episodes. 200 episodes. That's 4 years. 4 years, guys. 4 years of Mondays hopping on here. It's times I took breaks. I'm not gonna say I was consistent all the way through. I would have had a lot. I would have had probably 10 more episodes if I was like consistent. Maybe if I didn't lose those first 5, and then I think I took off a month, 1 year. So I like about 10, 12 episodes. Had I did those episodes, or it still had those 5 episodes, I would have surpassed 200 already. I think this was the time to reach 200 though, because I'm at a place right now where I'm like, okay, I've done this and I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. And I say that because this is the last episode of Think Different TV. Yeah. I say that because I am satisfied in my soul. I think I've done all I can do in this show. I won't say it's goodbye forever, it's just goodbye for now. I want to focus on other things in real life to make me a better content creator and give y'all better shows and up the ante, you know. And I feel this is a good time to kind of bow out gracefully at the height, at 200 episodes. Now, if I did that at my 100th episode, then I can understand people be like, yeah, I'm sure you had, but 200, I'm sure I have more episodes than me. I know I do, but it might not be in this format. I might come at y'all a little differently the next time around. I am sad that I am ending the show, but trust me, to get the mental right and get some things right so that I can be the best at this, I have to do it. There's still playlists on my YouTube channel. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and the 14 episodes of Season 5. Have at it. Run them views up. Subscribe. I'm still going to be doing, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia on the radio show, It's Yours Radio. Kink Different TV, I'm not sure if I'll be keeping that, but I do have content on my Patreon. It's patreon.com/TDTVKDTV. Still gonna be stuff like that. Think Different TV's Player Pass. I feel at this moment I should put more energy into the game show. I think that should be where I should put most of my focus at this point in time. Yeah, because the game show is actually like a creative thing. Like, this is creative too, but the game show is next level. This is something that can be picked up on networks, something that I could put on Hulu. Well, it's not Hulu anymore. It was bought by Disney Plus. So, like, Tubi, I don't know. All I know is that the game show can be picked up and it could go and be on a game show network. It could be on several shows. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to land, but I know that I can shop that better than Think Different TV. And I feel that my energy should go into that and rebranding it and getting it packaged up for network television. You know, let me look at the comments. Don't make me cry, y'all. Yeah, don't make me cry. Let me see. Bill said you have already earned the skills of an executive producer with your show, and your talents and creativity is such that your audience sees your true and natural qualities come out. Thank you so much. Care Bear said, I wish you all the best, Shia. Thank you so much, Care Bear. Bill said, it's not goodbye till we meet again. And, you know, I had a good run, y'all. Like, this is not sad. This is like, I am going to be sad because this is my baby, but it's not a sad thing because I've done so many episodes and they're still on YouTube. I have a game show. I have other things that I have created that you guys can definitely go and support. You feel me? So don't take it as, oh, she's quitting, she's giving up. Nah, I'm not doing none of that. I'm actually working on what the next thing is going to be. What is the next thing going to be? Because this has run its course for now. who knows? Think Different TV may come back and may have a new look. It may I may have a new format. I may start bringing guests on the show. You never know. You never know. The possibilities are endless when it comes to this content creating thing, because content creating is the new currency, and as long as you have a creative mind and you're able to create, you will never run out of content. Never. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this episode of Think Different TV, but I can't do it without first shouting out my sponsor once again, who's been there since the beginning, Euphoria Water. Euphoria Water is the cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. Gonna hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG under Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, contact Captain at 267-707-8279. Once again, we have a network. It's still Think Different TV's network. We have, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia, that's still going to happen every Sunday, 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio, hosted by my bros Donnie O and Beck on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland. And you can catch it on www.live975.com. And the replay will be available on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. Got Think Different TV. Like I said, it may not be the end. But I think for now, I need a break. I need a break. And I think I wanted to get to 200, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. May come back bigger, better than ever. You never know. Think Different TV's Player Pass, rebranding it, doing some different things with it. And Think Different TV, that content is always going to be up, but it's on Patreon only. Patreon.com/TDTVKDTV. So that concludes this episode of Think Different TV. I have some ideas. Trevo, expect a call very soon. We're going to still be working on a lot of things. Once again, shout out to Vibe TV, the creator of the intro. Shout out to Tone the Artist, the creator, the engineer, producer of Whenever You're Around, which is the song during the intro. Shout out to Ryan, who helped me out in the very beginning of this whole thing. Shout out to Anointed Ads, Phil. Thank you so much for being a sponsor. Shout out to Captain. Thank you so much for being a sponsor. And don't be sad. Don't be upset. Like I said, I still got a lot of work to do. Okay? Phil said, on your next program, you want to do work that can be syndicated. Exactly. That's what it is. My mom said, on to the next chapter of your achievement book of life. And Trio said, love you, man. Love you, man. Thank you all for becoming a part of our family. And with that, guys, we are going to head on out. I love you guys. I want y'all to take care. Make sure y'all get income protection if y'all don't already have it. That is my financial tip. Shout out to all the artists that have been on the show, all the artists that have sent in their videos for the music video of the week. Shout out to you. And shout out to Reg and Try and Molly for joining in on the Think Different TV Jeopardy, TDTV Jeopardy. when we had it on the show. It's bittersweet, but like I said, this is not the end. This is the beginning of something great, something grand. And for the last time, I hope y'all have a good week, a great week. And I won't see you guys next week, but I wish you all the best. All right, guys. Bye.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. See, you got to coordinate.
Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Lashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet.
You're the reason